Akademiks. Can't ride no wave. They got me feeling like I'm academics. Can't ride no wave.
Tonight. What time is it right now? 8? Yeah, Mike on later tonight. Because I went a little bit earlier than I wanted to. What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Oh, I'll cover this. So Young Thug has requested, if you guys don't know, to change his probation to visit Atlanta amid the 10-year ban. He's banned from Atlanta from 10 years, and he's requested to change it, right? So he submitted some paperwork. By the way, this was his sentence, 40 years, 5 in prison, which was commuted as the time served, 15-year probation, and a backloaded 20 that would be served in custody if probation is violated, right? It had additional stipulations that he couldn't be in Atlanta anymore. He couldn't promote gang music. He couldn't talk to certain people that were on the case. And he agreed to it when he essentially took this plea. Or, he pled guilty and then he got a non-negotiated plea. He has asked the city of Atlanta to allow him to go back to Atlanta to visit and see his friends. And actually, the judges agreed. The judge actually agreed that, the ban, they could modify it a bit, and they are going to permit him to visit Atlanta for up to 2 weeks at a time, 4 times a year, starting in October 2027. Okay, this was what happened. And Judge Whitaker, the same judge who gave him the sentence, said, based upon the consent and no objection from the probation officers. So the probation officers, and I keep telling you, as much as y'all think like Thug is in like this weird position, which he kind of is because he took a long probationary time, as long as this judge is on the bench, that judge likes Thug. Come on. Like, we know. That judge is in favor of Thug. And we could tell by just how Fulton County is, like, they fuck with Thug, bro. The probation officers said, we have no problems with it, right? Probation officer said they have no problem with it. The judge didn't give him everything he wanted, but kind of did, right? So based upon no objection from the probation officers in the state of Georgia, as well as the state of Florida, to modifying the sentence. And by the way, again, this has nothing to do with the prosecutors. This is important. The prosecutors can't be like, no, we don't want. The sentence has already been given out, and now it's up to post-conviction release individuals in what they're down to deal with this modification. So it's probation. And probation says, no, we don't have a problem with it. They had nothing to submit that to say they were against it. It's now hereby ordered that if there's no violation, so basically she's saying she'll allow him to visit Atlanta after 3 years, though. So it's in the first 3 years, on or before October 31st, 2027, Mr. Williams can thereby or thereafter visit his home at the address located at the city that has been provided under seal, and the specific address given to probation for up to 2 weeks at a time. So he could go back to Atlanta, stay there for 2 weeks at a time, probably during holidays and stuff like that, up to 4 times a year, non-consecutive, okay? Mr. Williams must notify probation at least 5 days prior to coming to the address, and for good cause and show of safety and privacy concerns, his status as a known public figure, his residence shall not be revealed. So probation will not put put out the order showing where he lives at on any public website unless permitted by this honorable court during the time of the supervision, and all other conditions of probation will be in effect. So I'm going to be honest, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Brian Steele's still working for him. I know people think that, you should have took it all the way to trial and beat it that way. I agree too. He should have, you agree now in post. Like, I'm not mad at him just taking the I'm walking out of jail right now thing. But what we do have to think about is that this court is in favor of Young Thug, and I think his probation over time in the next 2 years, if he doesn't fuck up, they're gonna bring it all the way down or almost damn near terminate it. So it's gonna be like he beat the case, but he officially didn't beat the case. But bro, they love Thug. Okay, so they've it's been less than 30 days since he's gotten his plea, or less than 45 days, and they're like, we'll change this one thing so that he could visit Atlanta. So they're going to change every single thing. He'll probably go back to him like, hey, it's hurting my music expression if I can't wipe my nose and do this and say slat or whatever the fuck he does. I don't know what these gang signs fucking mean. Yeah, they're going to change everything. So I do think that as long as Thug doesn't fuck up, within 2 or 3 years, they'll change everything and allow him to do whatever the fuck he wants. It's Fulton County, bro. Like, who gives a fuck? You get what I'm saying? So he'll be good. He'll be good. So shout out to the Slimes. Shout out to the Slats. Shout out to King Slime. And Young Thug will be able to, run around and do what he want to do. So he just has to wait 3 years. And he could, by the way, he could still go to Atlanta to do, because he has to do a few things in Atlanta, concert and whatever, each year. But after 3 years, he could show up to Atlanta for 2 weeks in a row, just non-consecutive. So he has to do 2 weeks, then leave, 2 weeks, then leave, 2 weeks, then leave, 2 weeks, then leave. So he could, so up to a month, non-consecutive. Actually 2 months, because 2 weeks is half a month. So up to 2 months, he could stay in Atlanta, right? Just non-consecutive in terms of days. And we will see what happens. So congratulations to Thug. And by the way, Brian Steele is still killing it. And, let me tell you this. Young Thug, you owe the Honorable Judge Paige Whitaker your fucking life, my nigga. You should get her a car. That's probably unethical, but bro, you owe that woman, bro. That woman fucks with you. That woman seen the good in you. And that woman is definitely trying her best to help you. You should be very, very receptive of her good heart. And you should not try to embarrass her. It will be an embarrassing thing if you fuck up on probation. And now the state of Georgia looks at this judge and say, well, why the hell did you give him this? Look at this shit. Like, you're looking crazy now. So just do what you got to do. And again, I think in 2-3 years, they're going to minimize all of these things. And I think she's going to make it very favorable that you could do what you want and be in Atlanta. But you got to rock out for 2 years. 2-3 years. That's all you got to do, bro. This judge is fucking with you. And if you can't do that, I don't care how much money you got. And I know Brian still loves you. But if she ever turns on you, and by turning on you, that means she would think you're spitting in her face for all the good things she's doing for you. Whatever she does to you at that point, you deserve it. Because she's doing a good job. I'm not going to lie. She's doing a good job, and she's a very fair judge for a defendant. All right? Okay. All right. Chat, I'm going to hop off real quick. I'm probably going to be on in a few more hours, so I will get to do a few more topics for y'all then. The big story, hopefully you guys got that. I made sure I emergency jumped on today to do the Dirk thing to make you understand what's going on with that. But hopefully Dirk doesn't get indicted on a second case for murder for hire, even though it's looking like it's likely. But we'll see. All right, chat. I gotta run. I'll be back, and thank you guys for watching.